Yeah, and I just really struggling to put into words really what's going on. Let's talk about facts. Facts at the moment, the government are embarrassing themselves now. And if people can't start to see through what's actually happening, then you really, really need to open your eyes, because there's such mass contradiction going off in their decisions. It is disgustingly embarrassing. They are stripping our lives bit by bit, section by section. It's what's coming towards the end of this year, recession-wise, is scary. And I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to make you realise and wake up to the reality, which I'm not saying you're not woke. People are living in fear of this virus. You know, even I was scared at the beginning, you know. It even made me doubt, is it really that severe? You know, okay, if the government are following the science, just look at the decision they made on Friday. You can go and get your face clean shaved, but you can't go and get your eyebrows done. Even though, if you want to talk about mask wearing, you could actually wear a mask whilst having your brows done. And all the beauty therapists have gone to extensive, costly lengths to enable them to open their livelihoods and put people back into work. And the government have just snatched that away from them. So the question is, why have they done that? Well, A, beauty, what is it? It's part of our identity, it makes us feel good, it makes us feel a bit more connected to being happy and content in ourselves. Everything that they're doing to us right now, war torture tactics, they're breaking us down bit by bit. But what's it all about? What, you know, we know about paedophilia, the satanical rituals, that is all factual. That's all coming to light as well. The cat's out of the bag with that. Once you're going to see more about it. Hillary Clinton's in court on the 9th of September. Why hasn't that even been spoke about in the media? You know, the files have been opened, documents, you know, it's not being spoke about. It's all hidden. Everything's been ultra controlled. Why are they ultra controlling it? Why is COVID a thing? Well, I watched a really key Zoom meeting this morning through the London Reel. Brian Rose and these two big financial advisors that predicted the 2008 recession and the collapse on the stock markets, they was talking about what's happening right now. And the fact that the reality is the banking system were failing then, but we bailed them out. How did we bail them out? Each country in the world printed more money. We don't know about this. We don't get to hear about what money gets printed when and how much. It gets documented as other reserves, other investment. What happens when you ever print money? It devalues the value of it. So what they did, they printed all this money, they bailed out all the banks, afloat, that'll keep everybody else able to be afloat, you know, because we could borrow money to get by. So they've been encouraging us since 2008 to borrow more money to get by. But there's been no growth, there's been no investment in growth. You know, what do we produce in this country? Nothing. Concrete. You know, it's about one of the main things. Farming, we don't do enough of that. Construction industry, you know, most materials now are imported. So we need to really focus on what's going to get us out of this. So if the banking structures are on the brink of collapse, and all this money that's been printed is what's bailed them out, they're clutching at straws, have been since 2008. So what would COVID's part in it be? Well, what's COVID doing? COVID is collapsing the world's economy massively. I don't think we quite realise the damage, and we won't do till the end of this year. Well, whoever's behind it then, why would they want to do that? Well, the only people that are in a position of power are the banking structures, which are run by the satanical paedophilia circle of Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the that's something else that's becoming unveiled. Even Israel's got links to it, which worries me, because the banking structure, what power do they have? Well, what happens if we can't afford to pay for our homes? They repossess our property, so they have possession of that land. War that's going off, and they're trying to hide it behind some virus and scaremongering and all the rest of it. So what happens then? They'll need to try and build themselves back up, so by making people not be in a position to protect those assets and meet the financial commitments to those credit agreements, loans and all the rest of it, and put us under pressure, collapse our world economy to get back their power. So what's the solution? Because everything is what's the solution to the problem. Well, the solution is that we all stand up and stop complying to the bullshit restrictions that they're imposing now on a virus that, was probably going to be around. We don't need to have a vaccine for it. That's just another money-making thing and an opportunity to mess around with our DNA. There is no chip, by the way. That was another thing that was planted information-wise to discredit the people that were a bit more ahead of the game in the knowledge, and to make those doubters think, oh, they see, there wasn't a chip in it. We told you. We knew you was wrong. No, we're not wrong. It messes with our DNA. It's been proven. Doctors are speaking out. Germany are in uproar at the moment. I shared a video. A German doctors, panel of German doctors, point blank saying we will not be an advocate of a vaccine that's not even been proven to not harm people. And as a result of that, we're now seeing protests, Berlin's in mass protests. We will not comply to COVID restrictions. We will not comply to mask wearing. That's what's happening right now. What are the UK doing? We're just sitting there waiting for the update. What can we do? What can't we do? That's not what we was put on this planet for. So, what do we need to do? For this to all stop, we're going to have to let it collapse. It will come at a cost. Those costs will be, because I'm not here to scaremonger anybody. But I tell you what, without some massive corrupt banking structure, because we've all been living off credit and beyond the means in some way, shape or form, even owning a house. I'm sat in a 300 odd grand house with a mortgage, grand, and an ex that don't want to sort it out. But hey, I'm I fear my status. Sam's losing everything. No, I'm protecting myself, because I know if we do achieve the fight back that I'm suggesting, and that I think the government, our own government, we are long-standing country that's always had strong power. We've all stood together. Yeah, what's happened to us? We're just sitting there like puppets going, the government says this and say jump and we say how high. Think for ourselves, we need to trouble is, our government's too committed to them now, so that's why, it's not our actual government that's rolling this out. They are puppets on a string. I think we need to shut down everything outside of our country, and each and every other country needs to do that. It's the only way each of us are going to survive, and we can collectively have respect for each other. It doesn't mean about, oh, you're not coming in our country, but no, it's survival mode at the moment. That's where we're heading. That's what we should be focusing on, and not buying into what they're trying to force upon us. Because let's say we keep going, we stick to the rules. There's going to be a second lockdown. I predicted that 4 months ago. It's pre-planned. All of it's pre-planned. Why would you want to do that to a country? Why would you want to do that to the world, other than to collapse its economy? Who would want to collapse its economy? Think about it. Who's going to gain from collapsing the economy? So We need to just put a stop to it. And the solutions. The government shouldn't be sitting around that bloody table. Oh, you know, the numbers are up here. Oh, let's do that. Whoever's behind it are laughing. So like, yeah, no. Whilst they're focusing on that crap, we're planning what we really want to be doing over here. Cool. Come on. Use your position of power. Prove to us that you can actually see through this crap. What are these bloody corrupt banking systems going to do if we say, actually, no, sorry, you've we can't bail you out anymore. We can't repay our debt. You're going bankrupt. Try and possess our land. Hey, you know, I'm up for a fight. Let's do it. Hopefully it won't come to that, but I'm trying to lead the way here. What's it all about? What's coming? How can we prevent it? Not, oh well, today I can wear a mask in that space and not this space, and I can go and eat a meal in a pub, but I can't go and get my eyebrows done, you know. Yeah. No, we need to look at why it's being done and what we're going to do to stop it. And even if we did lose everything, we've got each other. We'll build it back up, but we need to cut out this cycle of printing money, feeding the banks, printing money, feeding the banks. They have ultimate control. They have control. Who's behind the banks? The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the satanical stick bastards that all need hanging in Guantanamo Bay. Back to reality. Stand up and say, no, we're not doing it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to me if I don't do that? Because I'm not harming anyone, I'm not killing anyone. I'm not holding them. So, come on people. I love you loads. Oh, it's scary, but I'm woke to the point that it's uncomfortable for me right now. I don't know how any of you are feeling, but I'm trying to do my daily thing of work, you know, to keep helping those that I have contact with. I'm doing all the spiritual side. I'm trying to raise my vibration, because collectively if 1% of the population raise their vibration above the negative shit that they're doing. Like energy vampires, that's a great example, energy vampires. What, and I've had it, that person could feed off me, feed off having control of me. That's what's happening right now. People are raising their vibration, they're raising their own thought process, they're thinking for themselves, they're kind of searching out for information being fed on media. They can't feed off us energetically. The more we go up here, they can't feed off us, because they are soulless, satanical, sick bastards that have no souls. So they can't evolve. But we need to evolve out of their frequency. If we do that, they can't do nothing with us. They'll just die out. So what do we give our energy to? Here, you, your family, we all stick together. Oh, who's doing this? Who's not doing that? Oh, come on people. Reality is, a lot of us have worked incredibly hard for our livelihoods are having it taken away from us very obviously as well. It's not right. It's not right. And for those of you that want to come back at me negative, oh, you know, people die. Yeah, I know, and I know people that have also died, not from COVID, but it's been classed as COVID. I also know people that aren't getting treated, that need pinnacle, ultimate healthcare at the moment, and they're being denied it. That makes me angry. I don't know anybody that's died of COVID. The people that I know of that have had it put down on that family member's death certificate, they've openly said no way, they had no symptoms, it was this and this that was already going on. Because, you know, the hospitals get paid. Where from? The banking system. Because they was losing control. So we've got to keep pulling the rat out of the bag and stand up for it. Don't let it happen. I love you loads. Love and light. Be positive. And don't fear any of it. Don't fear anything that's coming. Stand in your power and know that you have the power to put it right the other side of it. It's just going to be a bit of a fight.